Good evening, everyone. I know I'm echoing. Do you hear me echo? Hello? Hello? Good evening, everyone. Do you hear me? Everyone, do you hear me? This is Mrs. Costa.
Want to see them? Oh, you want to see them?
Share videos.
Oh, you want to see them?
Could everyone please mute their mics?
Mommy, that
Thank you.
Grandma wants it all.
If everyone can mute their mics. Can everyone please mute their mics? Can I have thumbs up if you can hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. There is an echo, but I can hear you.
Hi, Mrs. Glass.
I'm not on video.
She doesn't have Roblox.
Okay.
Download it. Want you to
If everyone could mute their microphone on the bottom of their screen, that would be great. I'd like to welcome everyone to our first WebEx. This is not how I would like to meet all of you.
Cece's mom.
We have no choice but to do it this way.
Michael, look, Cece's mom.
Well, I feel like I'm echoing, but that's okay. I'm gonna give it another few minutes to get some more participants.
We're gonna be 201. Who are you?
Kindergarten thought there to hear about Michael.
And the way I'm going to handle this is I'm going to go through an entire day at the kindergarten center, from getting on the bus to dismissal. And as we go through each part of the day, at the end of each part, I will answer your questions, and hopefully by me explaining everything, it'll help decrease the amount of questions you may have. Okay? Is everyone in agreement? Thumbs up? Okay, I'll give it a few more moments.
Or she can stay.
If everyone could please mute their mics, that would be wonderful. Thank you.
They can't see.
Okay.
Oh, look, Johnny's mom.
If everyone could mute their mics, that would be wonderful.
Your friend Johnny's mommy is over there.
Okay, I want to welcome everyone to our first WebEx. And I know, there's a lot going on, and there's a lot of decisions that you need to make. So I just hope all the information that I'm going to share with you will be beneficial. Okay, first of all, we will have busing. So what is going to happen is the children will be assigned a bus stop. We will have 8 buses. 8 buses coming to the kindergarten center. Every child will be given a bus stop assignment, whether they attend and ride the bus or not attend. We have to assign the stops in order for us to have everything in place in case you change your mind and you want to ride the bus, or if you're in the green aisle and you want to go to gold. So we need to give you a bus stop assignment. So when you arrive at the bus stop, we're going to ask you to social distance and make sure that you are wearing a mask and your child is wearing a mask. When the bus arrives, there'll be a bus matron. The bus matron will be wearing a mask as well. So your child will get on the bus, and we are going to load the buses from the back to the front. And your child will have a bus stop, a bus seat assignment. And that assignment is going to go on a bus tag. And what I did is I ordered colored buses, and we will put the seat assignment for the morning and the seat assignment for the afternoon on the bus tag.
You're echoing. We can't hear you. You have 2 devices on. That's why.
I have one device on.
Twice, and I think that's why it's echoing.
You're logged in twice, Mrs. Postman.
I'm logged in twice. All right, so let me go out.
Okay.
Oh, I see that. Okay. All right, I'm here. All right, good. I'm sorry. Sorry. I just want to make sure that I have this recording. Okay. And just so you know, I am recording this.
Well, plug it in.
I was asked to record this by the district, so I just wanted to give everyone the heads up that it's being recorded. So after the children get on the bus, it'll take them a few times to get used to how to buckle themselves in the bus. There'll be 20 children on a bus. The seat behind the bus will be empty, and there'll be 1 child per seat on the bus, and the child will sit in the seat by the window. If there are twins, the twins could sit together, and we would just skip a seat to make sure there's enough space between the children. Once the children arrive at the kindergarten center, we are going to have the children get off the bus, and we will have staff members outside to guide the children into the building and to their classrooms. We will no longer have arrival in the courtyard or in the gym, weather permitting. The children will go directly to their classrooms. We will have staff stationed throughout the building to help the children at first in their rooms. We will also have 1 staircase going up and 1 staircase going down. So the children will know which staircase they need to go to get to their classroom in the morning. And when we dismiss in the afternoon, they'll be going down a different staircase.
You're on my toes.
The classroom teachers will be in their classrooms greeting the children. Now, our arrival, as you are aware, is going to be between 8:30 and 9 a.m. We will have a staggered arrival, especially having buses. The buses will be coming in via Union Avenue, as they always have in the past for my returning parents. And for my new parents, this is the entrance by the high school. And when the buses come in, I'll have plenty of staff outside helping the kids get off they get off the bus and they'll guide them in. Now, my parents that are going to be driving children to school. You will be coming in via Atlantic Avenue. That's the entrance by central administration. And we are going to have markings on the floor in the front of the building and in the back of the building for 6 feet distance between everyone. So when you pull into the parking lot, I will have staff members outside, and they will open your car door for your child. However, we will not be able to unbuckle your child from a car seat. So if you could practice having a child learn how to unbuckle themselves from the car seat, but we will then, when your child comes out of the car, we will guide them into the building. We will direct them to their classroom, the same way the children are coming in via the bus. We will have 2 entrances, as we always have. We will have the back entrance, which is the QR entrance for buses, and the front entrance for the cars. Can I ask you to please introduce yourselves? Thank you. Any questions so far on the buses? The buses will be cleaned every evening. The bus maintenance will also have sound lights on the bus to help wash down the atmosphere. If you could please mute your phone. It's very hard for me to hear. Thank you.
Mute me? Okay.
Thank you. Okay.
Where's the mute?
So that's how it will work when it comes to arrival in the morning. We will have staff members outside from 8:30 until 9 o'clock. If for some reason, can you hear me now? Can you hear me? Thumbs up if you can hear me. Okay.
Yes.
If you are late to school, you could ring the doorbell and have a door monitor that would then have your child come in, and you would have to sign your child into the building. We really would like you to be there all the time. So that is our arrival for the busing and for the cars. Do I have any questions about that? Mrs. Barcelino?
If we don't want you to take the kid out of the child, we could walk them up the same path.
100%. If you do not want us to unbuckle your child, we just want you to be able to get out of the car as quickly as possible, because we will have a line of cars, and you unbuckle your child. That's fine. Any other questions?
Yes, I have a question.
Mrs. Antonacci, go ahead.
Thank you. I just wanted to know about the hours for the pickup, if they pick us.
The pickup is you're going to get a bus stop assignment. That's going to come at the end of the month when you get I'm going to explain at the end, you're going to get a big packet from us. And in that packet, we'll have your teacher assignment, your bus stop assignment. It'll have a lot of information for you to read. Protocol for the bus, all about procedures, and it'll tell you your bus stop. Your bus stop is going to be on a corner. It will not be a house stop. So we do not pick you up in front of your house.
Right.
Okay, so it will be close to your home. We group the children, a few children together in the area, and then you're given a bus stop.
But that will be before 8:30, right?
Yes, 100%. Your bus, you will arrive, yeah. Buses normally, I would say, could pick you up anywhere from 8:45, 8:40, it depends. We're having 8 buses, so there'll be fewer children, fewer stops, so most likely the buses will start later.
What?
Mrs. Candiano, go ahead.
In terms of separation anxiety, if I'm doing drop, somebody be able to help me get my son out of the car?
Yeah, we'll be there.
Okay, like I cannot walk him, but will somebody take him for me?
Yeah, we'll talk about that, okay? Yeah, I have my school psychologist who will be there, my social work, we'll have lots of staff members that will help us, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, it happens the first few weeks of school. Mrs. Warner?
I'm worried about it.
Hi, I just wanted to clarify, all of the children are in one session. It's not an early and a late anymore.
No, we're all one big happy family now.
Okay, and then the start time is 8:30?
Our start time is technically 8:30, but because of everything that's going on, we're having an arrival between 8:30 and 9.
Okay, thank you.
Opportunity, if you have children in other schools, if you have, a lot going on, we're giving you that buffer of time in the morning.
Great, thank you.
Yes, Mrs. Lavallito? Hi. Yes.
Lavaglio. Hi.
Lavaglio, thank you.
Quick question. So I know in the past, the first day, one parent has rode the bus with the kids. Is that still happening or no?
No, it's not. So things are going to be a little different this year. I'm only allowed to have a parent orientation for you, for one parent, because there is a social gathering quota from New York State. I'm only allowed to have one parent in because I have to do it over 3 days and break up the alphabet. I am in the middle of producing a video that we will send off to you so you could view it with your child. Once the building is ready next week, I will be videotaping the building, showing the children the entrances, where they're going to eat lunch, showing them all the different parts of the building, and all the teachers are going to be doing a little snippet of a welcome for you. So we will send that off to you. It probably will not be ready until the end of August, the first few days in September. It's being edited by our tech department, and we'll send it off to you. We'll post it on the kindergarten website. It'll be posted on lots of different places on the kindergarten Facebook page for you to show your children. Any other questions? School is scheduled to start on the 8th. Nothing is being postponed. It's starting on the day that is noted on the calendar. Mrs. Terry, do you have a?
Yes, I just wanted to clarify the bus pickup times. Is it 7:45 or 8:45 normally?
Okay, I don't know. It depends where you are in your run. We don't have the times yet. We're waiting for the bus company to send us your run. They could start a bus run at 7:45. School starts at 8:30.
Oh, okay.
So, depending upon where you live, it all depends.
Is it typically that like the north side of Lynbrook is earlier than the south side, or?
The north side gets picked up a little earlier because it is a little longer for you to get to us, and there's a lot of traffic in the morning. And with the construction at the high school, it's going to be a little different, but their arrival is a little earlier than ours, and hopefully that won't matter.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you very much.
But all of that will be in your packet that you get at the end of the month.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Any additional questions regarding arrival? Yes, Mrs. Rivolo.
There are a bunch of questions in the chat. I'm not sure if you have it.
Yes, I see it. I see. Staggered. We are having a staggered arrival. So if you want to, bring your child by car at 8:45, you can. But at 9 o'clock is when the teachers will be taking attendance in Power School. So it's very important that you have your child there by 9 o'clock, no later, because that's when attendance will be taken. Let me go into the chat and see here. Okay. Are the buses being used for other children? Okay. The buses will be used by other buildings, but the buses that we're using are our buses. They're independent coaches, a separate bus company. So possibly our buses were used prior to our run, but we were told they were going to be cleaned in between the runs. Not thoroughly clean, like they're going to use these foggers that we use. At school, they'll use those foggers at night. but the seats would be wiped down, the banister would be wiped down. The buses have a monitor. Every single bus has a monitor. I can promise you that. Anything else? Any other questions? I don't see anything else here in the chat. Okay. All right, I'm gonna move on. Oh, how is it going to be processed to, okay, I'll get to the remote classes as we go through the day, okay? So we have the morning.
There was also questions about, sorry, about opting out of bus service and how we do that.
Okay, if you want to opt out of bus service, as I said, everyone's going to get a bus stop assignment. You could write a letter to the classroom teacher if you want to opt out. If you opt out and then you want to opt in, all you have to do is write a letter saying you want to opt in. However, you need to wait 3 business days for your child to go back on the bus. Okay? This way, the information could get to the bus company, they could process it, they could share it with the bus driver, they could share it with the bus matron. We have to give ourselves 3 business days. But you will always get a bus stop assignment. Everyone gets a bus stop assignment because we need to complete the run and we can't add to the run later on. Okay. Any other questions about transportation? If you want to send an email to me now, knowing that you're going to opt out of the busing, that's fine. Send it to me and I could send it off to transportation, but you will still get a bus stop assignment. Now, what will happen is when the children come to school the first day, they're going to get a bus tag put on their backpack. The children that are going on the bus will have a bus tag. The children that are staying in school, because we are having the Right at School at the kindergarten center, the after school program will be at the kindergarten center this year, because we do not want to bring children from our building into another building at the end of the school day. The Right at School right now is in the process of printing their applications and setting everything up online for you to register. If you choose for your child to stay at the kindergarten center for the Right at School program, your child will be getting a little schoolhouse because we will know that your child is staying at the kindergarten center for the after school program. Our walkers, the children that get picked up in the afternoon, those children have nothing on their backpack. And those children get dismissed separately. And I'm going to go through dismissal separate at the end of our meeting, because that's at the end of our day. But we label everyone's backpack for the busing and for the after school program. Okay? All right, so now, as the children come into school, it's important they're wearing a mask when they get on the bus. The mask needs to stay on them when they're on the bus. And then they need to come into school with the mask on. They're going to enter the school and be guided by staff members into the building, and they're going to go to their classroom. In their classroom, every single class has a desk. Every child will have their own desk. That will be their assigned desk. No one else will sit at their desk for them. They'll be their desk for the school year. And their desk will also have a storage compartment in it where they're going to keep their supplies. They're going to keep their utility box with their pencils, their markers, their crayons, color pencils, their scissors, their glue sticks. All of that, if you ordered your school supplies ahead of time, those are your supplies that you're going to send in with your child on the first day of school, and they're going to be stored in their desk in a utility box. Okay? Their jacket and their backpack will be kept on the back of their chair. We had cubbies in the building, but we're not going to be using the cubbies this year. We don't want children to interact in a cubby area. This way they'll keep their jacket and their backpack on the back of their seat. Okay, any questions about this? Let me go into the chat. I see there's some stuff there. Okay. How come I can't see what's going on in the chat? How many children will be in each class? Okay, so anywhere from, it could be 16 to 20 to 22. I don't know. Right now, we're waiting as of tomorrow is the deadline for you to decide whether you want to go green or gold. Right now, I have anywhere from 16 to 18 in a class. That's how it is so far. Those are our numbers so far. If children have, what about hats and gloves? Where do they go if they get lost? Okay. Well, we do have a lost and found. So we have a box that we have a lot of stuff in. I could open up a nice Army and Navy store now building at the end of the winter, but we do have a lost and found in the building. Yes?
Just a quick question for about the school supplies. Originally, they said for the kindergarten center that they were all going to be going directly to school. Is that still happening, or are they now?
Yes. So the school supplies will be delivered to the kindergarten center. And what will happen is the Parents Club is going to notify you, and we're going to have a pickup. We're going to have a pickup. I think they're going to arrange it for August 20th, where we're going to have a window of assigned times by your last name. And you'll come in and pick up the supplies then. And then on the first day of school, you could pack everything up that you need in your child's backpack. Okay?
I just had a quick question about the bus, just back to that. I know like
Yes.
districts are talking about scanning temperatures. Are the kids getting their temperatures scanned, or is that
Okay.
the parents'
So
responsibility?
what's going to happen is the district is going to be purchasing an app. All right, and this app is something that you're going to end up downloading onto your phone. And you're going to have, it's going to be something where you're going to be able to scan your child's temperature with the app and fill out the information. And we're going to give you a time frame of when to do this in the morning by, because then I'm going to get a report. And when I get this report, I'm going to be able to print it out, put it on a clipboard. And when your child comes in the morning, I'm going to be able to see everyone who completed this report. Okay? Today, I know it was presented, so hopefully in the next week or so, I'll have more information to share with all of you. Okay? It will be a full day of school. The start time is 8:30 and the end time is 2:30. We end up starting to board the buses around 2:15, 2:20. Okay? The school supply list is online. You could go to the kindergarten website and it's online. I advise you to purchase additional supplies you could keep at home in case we are to go virtual. Okay? In case for some reason we have to close school and you have to be home for a while. So it's good if you purchase additional crayons, markers, color pencils, scissors, glue sticks, and keep that supply at home. Now, I am going to be giving you additional materials that you're going to keep at home in case we do end up materials that the children will need for our curriculum. You're going to get a separate foundations little mini kit. You're going to get Unifix cubes. You're going to get a dry erase board. You're going to get all different goodies. I'm going to give you this hopefully at orientation in a little cellophane bag. I'm going to ask you to please put it in a very safe place because I have just enough for everyone. And this is something that you're going to need to use if we end up going fully virtual. For my friends that are going to be home in the green model, you're going to take this with you, but you will also get other goodies from your teacher during the first few days of school that you'll be able to come pick up at the kindergarten center. But I do ask you, if I give it to you, just put it in a very safe place because you're going to need this in case we go fully virtual at home. Okay. The orientation dates have been scheduled. I sent out email to everyone and a flyer. They're posted on the Kindergarten Center Facebook page as well. If you don't have this information, I'd be more than happy to send it to you. The twins, I know, and I've discussed this with a lot of the families, and to put all your minds at ease, all the twins will be together. I have done that. I've made sure that the twins are in the same class. If anyone has any questions about that, you could just email me directly, all right? All children will go directly to their classrooms. Everyone is going directly to their classroom. No one is going to be wandering around the building and going anywhere else but to their classroom. I will have staff everywhere in the building.
Only like the button with the front.
Wait, is someone asking a question? No? Okay. There will be no communal supplies. No one will be sharing supplies. Any materials that the children will be using, the teacher is going to set aside materials for your child for the year. So when it comes to a dry erase board, they'll have their own dry erase board they'll keep in their desk. When it comes to manipulatives, they'll have their own manipulatives that they're going to keep in their desk. When it comes to books, we're going to mostly do a lot of printable books where they're paper books and the children are actually going to have their own books. We're not going to be able to utilize a lot of the hardcover picture books. Everything is going to be printable for the children. Anything about supplies? We're good? So for my parents, my children that are going to be green, we're going to have like a supply depot for you. For an assigned time, you'll come pick everything up. Children need the foundations books and a whole bunch of other stuff that you'll be able to utilize at home. Now, I want to talk a little bit about our learning management platform, which is Seesaw. Bless you, Mrs. Nicolini. Seesaw, which is a program that we started to use at the Kindergarten Center at the end of last March. When we went into quarantine, we sent home 2 weeks worth of work for the children in a pack. And then we ended up having to stay home. And we were like, okay, we're not going to sit here and copy paper and send it home. My teachers took it upon themselves to learn the Seesaw platform. They embraced it, and within 7 days, they had all the children in their class on the platform, learning how to use it, and it was phenomenal. So I want to put your minds at ease that all of my teachers and all of my TAs are Seesaw experts. They're not learning something brand new this year. They've used it since the end of March and they love it. So when your children start in September, we will be able to introduce the platform to them in the class. And once your devices come in, because every child will get their own device, they're going to learn how to use the platform on their device, and then the device is going to be sent home. It's not being kept in school. When we feel the children are secure on it, we're going to send it home. And there will be homework and stuff going on between the teacher and the student on the device at home as homework. But the device will go home once we feel the children know how to use the device and they feel comfortable utilizing Seesaw on the device. Seesaw could be used on a phone. It could be used on an iPad, but your children are getting touchscreen Dells. I don't know exactly which one, but they are getting those. They're on order, and hopefully we'll have them earlier on, beginning of the year at some time. Okay, any questions so far? Let's see. Is it
Ms. Postman, can we?
It's a Dell. It's not, I don't know which exact one it is, but it's a Dell. Yes.
Ms. Postman, can we address that a lot of the parents have not received any email about the orientation dates and how we might get added to the email list so that we have the information?
Okay. Would you be able to email me and let me know that you didn't receive it because for some reason I'm having difficulty with a certain group of families that are not in our database correctly. So Mrs. Zambrano, do you have my email?
Yeah, somebody put it in the chat, and so there are a number of families who didn't receive the email, so we can all email you.
Yes, email me, please. And also, I know the Parents Club have posted the invite on their Facebook page. Are you on their Facebook page? Mrs. Zambrano?
I'm personally not on social media, but I
Okay.
saw the link was placed in the chat, so I can access that.
Okay, and I will send everything to you. Okay, our remote learners, they will be working on Seesaw directly with the remote teacher. So the remote teacher will train them on how to use Seesaw. But you will have to wait until we actually get the devices in school. If you are having difficulty with not obtaining a device until you get yours, if you could please email me directly and I could put you in contact with Mr. McDermott, who will arrange for you to have a device until your actual Dell comes in. If you need my email, I could give it to you right now. It's ellen.postman@lynbrookschools.org. Okay? Okay. Let me see. What else? Okay. Snack. The children will come to school every day with a backpack and if it's cold outside. We're asking if you could possibly utilize a vinyl backpack and not a cloth backpack. We just figured a vinyl backpack would be easier for you to wipe down at the end of the day when they come home. In the backpack every day, they're going to need two very important things. They're going to need snack and they're going to need their lunch. We're asking you, if possible, to use as much disposable materials as you could, meaning if you could use paper bags for lunch instead of a big heavy lunch bag or a lunch box, because the children will be hanging everything on the back of their chair. Snack will occur outside of the classroom. So in the classroom, you're going to have a desk, and the desk is going to be stationed in the room with a polycarbonate shield on it. The shield is 3 sides, and the child will sit in their seat. We will not expect the children to eat snack in their classroom. So when the weather is nice, the children will go outside for snack. I purchased hula hoops so the children could sit in the center and eat snack in the courtyard. They could go out to the field. Everyone will be socially distanced by 6 feet outside of the building when they're eating snack. If the weather is not nice, they will be able to eat snack in the gym and in the QR. I will have desks set up in the QR and in the gym, and in that location, they will be 6 feet apart. So they will bring their snack with them and they will go somewhere else to have snack. They will also have mask breaks throughout the day. So that will occur at snack time, if they're going outside, if they're going to have their snack in the gym. I also have a tremendous wrestling room that was just renovated last year. That's a big open space. They'll be able to go in there, sit, be socially distanced by 6 feet and have their snack. We want to give them as many breaks as possible to relieve them from wearing the mask. So that's snack time. Snack time is something healthy. You could send in a drink for them to have as well. We are also going to have portable sinks. Every classroom has a bathroom. Every classroom has a bathroom with a sink and also a sink in the classroom. So every classroom has 2 sinks that they could use. We will also have portable sinks in the lunchroom, which is going to be a gym and QR. And we're also going to have water coolers. I don't know what they look like, But once I know what they look like, I could share that information with you. They're going to be able to have individual cups that they could get water from. Instead, because they're not really allowed to drink water in the classroom from a bottle, because that means they would have to take their mask off. Okay? So when it comes to lunch and it comes to snack, if you could possibly, as many disposable items as possible. This way the child doesn't have to worry about carrying anything, touching something that they have to put back into their backpack. When they are at lunch and they are sitting at their seats, I have to make sure, just so you know, the desks that they're sitting at are going to be cleaned every time a different group uses them. I'm going to make sure that's going to occur. Our custodians, I've had a long conversation with them. So if a group of children are sitting in those desks for snack time, when those children get up, the custodians will then clean those desks. So I want to put your mind at ease that everything is going to be cleaned after the children sit there. We have 2 lunch periods. My first lunch period is 11:15 and my second lunch period is at 12:15. The children will eat lunch in the gym and they will eat lunch in the QR, and the desks will be 6 feet apart. So the children will not have to wear their mask in either location. Okay. So now I'm going to take questions because I know I just gave you a wealth of information. Let me go through this list here. Okay, is a teacher currently employed at the KC? At this point, it might be. We have to first determine as of tomorrow what is going on with how many children are going to be remote and how many children are going to be in school. But it will be somebody that is a Lynbrook teacher, somebody that is familiar with our curriculum, somebody that is familiar with our building. Will the parents have the opportunity to speak with and meet the remote teacher before the start of school? The remote teacher will be having the same type of introduction as the actual teacher that you would have in school. Just so you're clear. The same way your child would start school on the first day, the remote teacher would start school on the first day. Many of the teachers in the past will send out a card to introduce themselves to the children. Because we are running so late with everything, everything is now because of all the procedures going into place, by you deciding to be going green or gold. Normally my teacher assignments would go out next week. So I'm really hoping that the teachers don't even know who they're getting yet. They don't even know who's in their class because our classes have not been formalized 100%. So I will try my best to have the remote teacher reach out to the families. So I just want to put your mind at ease with that as well. Okay. Okay, the bathrooms, in every classroom there's a bathroom, and the bathrooms are cleaned several times during the day. They're cleaned when the children go to lunch, and they're thoroughly cleaned at the end of the day.
Anything we need to know?
What happens if a child takes off their mask and won't put it back on?
If we don't listen in right now.
We're good at things at the kindergarten center, and hopefully we'll be able to entice the child to put their mask back on. For mask breaks, we'll have anywhere from 3 to 5 throughout the day. The reusable water bottle, if you want that to be their water that they're going to drink at lunchtime, that's perfect, that's fine. As long as you know that they could maybe keep it on the side of their backpack if there's a little pouch for it. We do not have a fountain. We do not have water fountains. What I was told is that we're getting a water cooler. It's not a fountain at the kindergarten center. Should you send in a water bottle? You can send in a water bottle, and if you want them to drink that water at lunchtime and it's snack, that's perfect. Okay. How many mass breaks? Mass breaks, as I said, would be 3 to 5, and probably the breaks would be about 10, 15 minutes, maybe 15. It depends. If it's a nice day and they want to take a walk outside, maybe it could be for 20 minutes. It depends how the weather is. Okay, our QR for my new families. This is called the quiet room. And this is a room that we've used in the past where the children would eat lunch every day in the QR. We have different activities in the QR. So it's called the KC Quiet Room. It's just a room that we utilize at the kindergarten center. Okay. No one needs to request a device at this time unless you are a remote student and you do not have one. You could request one, but every child will be getting one. Okay. Okay, I'm going to talk about lunchtime now. As I said, they're going to eat lunch in the gym and in the QR, and then we have recess. So I would like to let you know that recess will be a little different than it has in the past. We have the field at the kindergarten center, which is a very large field. We have a courtyard and we have a playground. We're going to hold off using the playground for the first month and see how things go. I ordered a whole bunch of hula hoops. The children could go into the courtyard, sit in their hula hoop. I ordered chalk, chalk that we're going to give to the children that they're going to be able to keep in their desk, and that could be their chalk that they could take out at recess with the floor. We're also going to be taking lots of walks around the field because we do have the social distance that is required when we're outside. I'm going to hold off on the playground for the month of September and take it from there. It also takes us a few weeks to get the children used to lunchtime and eating their lunch. So lunch takes a little longer at the beginning. So there's a lot less time we have to be able to take them outside. Okay? Any questions about lunch? All right. We also will have portable sinks, as I said before. Recess, we're going to be social distancing. And when the weather is rainy outside or it's not nice outside, we do have 2 ways of showing videos at the kindergarten center. We have a screen in our QR and we have a portable starboard in our gym. So if we ever had to watch a video after lunch, we were able to do so as well. Okay, we spoke about the mass breaks. At this time in the classroom, the children will be working, as we said, with the classroom teacher. The teachers have embraced Seesaw, so I really want to put your minds at ease with that. As you know, we're not having any field trips this year and no assemblies, but we would love to bring in some virtual field trips. So we're doing some research to see what we could bring in for the children. If anyone has any ideas, I would greatly appreciate that. You could share that with me. The snack time in the classroom, as you know, we're not going to have snack in the room. It's going to be outside. Snack could be minutes for the children, 15, 20 minutes. Okay. We're not able to have snack in the classroom because they're not going to be 6 feet apart. So they cannot take their mask off and eat. All right. So that's why we're going to go to a different location for snack. All right. Specials. All of the specials will be in the classroom, art, phys ed, and music. All special area teachers will be coming into the classroom. Yes,
Just, I may have missed this when my son popped in the room really quick.
Okay.
Will there be fruit cart or special?
no, there'll be no fruit cart and there'll be no special lunch right now. Those will be off limits for now. We'll see how the year progresses and we'll see how things go. Okay? The children will be, as I said, their specials will be in the classroom. Any children receiving speech, OT, or PT, or reading support, those children will be taken out of the classroom by those special area teachers. They will come for them and they will go to their rooms, their areas for those special areas for speech, OT, PT, okay, and for reading support. Okay, drills. As you know, we have to have fire drills and safety drills, but they're going to be a little different this year. We're going to do a lot of tabletop activities with the children when it comes to lockdown and lockouts. We're going to do a lot of demonstrations for them, showing them where they should go if, God forbid, we were to have an emergency. Fire drills will be done a little differently this year. We're going to be going out a few classes at a time, not the entire building. Maybe it'll be one class at a time or two classes at a time, and we're going to show them where they have to line up if there was a real fire drill. Now, God forbid there was a real emergency. If there was a real emergency, all of the social distancing is off. Our job is to get the children in a safe location and make sure they're okay. But we will be discussing this with the children. We do it every year. And I want to put your mind at ease that they get used to it. It's sad to say that they're used to something like this, but this is something that they end up learning they have to do. Okay. Any questions about drills or any questions about lunch or snack as we move on? Nope, okay. I'm gonna get to the quarantining questions after I go through the whole day with you. The children will go through dismissal. Dismissal is done through two doors. Since we have 8 buses, we're going to have 4 buses in the back of the building and 4 buses in the front of the building. And we dismiss each bus by bus color. So we have a teacher assigned to each bus. We have a teacher assistant assigned to the back of the bus. So we have a line. All of this is very organized at the kindergarten center. So I want to put your minds at ease that not to worry about this. We're very structured and organized when it comes to dismissal. If your child's a walker in the afternoon, we are having markers put into the courtyard. The courtyard is where you go to pick up your child if they're a walker. If your child's a walker, we need a letter from you stating that your child's a walker. We call children who go home by car walkers, or children that walk home walkers. Those children will get dismissed after the buses leave. They're the last ones to be dismissed. We're going to ask you to stand outside on a marker. The markers are going to be 6 feet apart. As soon as your child comes out, we're going to ask if you could leave the courtyard and go home at that point. The playground is normally open, but right now we're going to keep it closed at the end of the school day. All right. Any questions about dismissal? Dismissal will occur at 2:30. It's not a staggered dismissal. It's a regular dismissal. Everyone is going to be leaving the building at the same time, even though it's not really the same time. We start dismissal around 2:15, loading the buses, and the buses will leave anywhere from like 2:25 onward. And since we have 8 buses, it's going to take us a little longer to get the buses loaded. But we will make sure that we are socially distanced. The children will wear their masks when they're leaving the building and when they're getting on the bus and when they stay on the bus. And the matron that was on your bus in the morning will be the matron that will be on your bus in the afternoon. Okay? Any questions about dismissal? Nope, okay, all right,
I have a question about,
There's some questions about peanut and allergies.
okay, any child that has a peanut allergy, what happens is, we have an area, we'll make sure that your child, normally, because we used to have tables in kindergarten, we had these tables, we have no more tables, we have desks. We'll just make sure that your child is sitting in an area that's away from other children that have peanut product. Okay, we'll make sure, you know, the desks are movable to the ground. So we'll just make sure that your child's in a safe part of the classroom. My teachers are phenomenal when it comes to peanut allergies. At lunchtime, we do things a little differently at the kindergarten center. We have like a peanut butter table for lunch, but since the children are going to be sitting at desks for lunch, we'll have an area where the tables are stationed 6 feet apart, where the children that have peanut butter product, because they'll be sitting with their class, will sit in one separate area, and then the other children who have, you know, are in front of them. But the desks will be 6 feet apart. They will never be sitting at a table with another child eating peanut butter. Yes.
Just to go back to recess, I'm sorry I didn't get this in before.
It's okay.
So what we're saying is that when they're outside, they have to sit in a hula hoop and play like with chalk or stuff. They can't run around or anything like that, or?
Well, we're going to take what's going to happen is I have a very large field. So I'm going to see how I can divide the field up into 3 sections and make one, I'll do a rotation. I'll do the field, I could do the courtyard, and then every day the classes will rotate. We just have to wait. Every day things are changing when it comes to our protocols and our procedures. But they will be outside, they will be getting fresh air, and we want them to experience.
I was just wondering, because like mine are in summer playground right now. And the way that they've been doing it with their little pods or the groups where they have no more than 15. And then once they're outside, those kids can play. If not, they're not touching each other, but they can play. To an extent. Is that something?
Yeah, I'm going to take the field and divide it into thirds. And this way there's a big open space for the children to go to. And then they also will have the courtyard. And then we'll do a little rotation with them. We just feel that at this point with the playground, there's a lot of touching of equipment going down the slide, so we're going to hold off on that for the first month of school. Okay. Why can't the students eat lunch in the classrooms and have they are having their specials in the classrooms. Lunch, they wanted to give them a different environment to go to. They are in the classroom all day long, so it's just important for them to be somewhere else and experience a different part of the building. If children must be quarantined due to class exposure, will they receive remote instruction? Okay, so this is a question that I've been asked multiple times. So what happens is if a child is quarantined, if your child has it, let's say your child has COVID, okay, and they're home, all right? They're going to get the instruction as if they were they're going to get their work sent home to them. So you could come pick up their work and they could do their work at home. If the entire class was to be quarantined, let's say, and sent home for 2 weeks, or the entire building was closed, you would go to virtual, okay? But if it's just one child going out of school for a short period of time, the work that they're going to get is going to be the work that's being done in the classroom. All right, because the virtual part of it, by the virtual teacher, she has her own cohort of students. If we were to go all virtual, your classroom teacher would be the one teaching your child virtual. Is that okay? Any questions about that?
Mrs. Postman, I'm sorry. Can I just jump in for a second? Because I have to move on to the SEND meeting. It's Mrs. Farr. I just have a quick question about the remote students. Is Special Me a thing this year anymore? Like for both green or gold? Is that going to be something?
Yes, okay. Special Me will never leave the district, never leave us. It will be a lot different. We will not be able to have families into school. Maybe there could be something that's done virtually in the classroom with the family, but we are going to be limiting visitors into the building, anyone coming into the building. My teachers will not give up. We won't give up Special Me. It's important.
No, of course. But like, I guess my question is also for the children who choose the green modality. Is that something?
Of course. The teacher will do something with them. Definitely. We may not be able to have you bring in your, stuffed animals and your dolls, but there'll definitely be something that will represent Special Need for the children. And for our new families who don't know what Special Need is, every classroom, every week, there's a child who it's their Special Need Week, where they make a poster about themselves. They get to present things that they like to do, that they like to, their favorite foods and all different things. So normally we have the parents come in one of the days during the week, or family members, to read a book or do an activity. But we're not able to have visitors to the building, but definitely the teachers could do something virtually as well. Okay? Any other questions? Yes, Mrs. Rivolo.
I know a lot of the parents that have older children probably have to go now at 7.
Yes.
If anything else, we can watch the recorded version of this to get any more questions for anything that you guys do within the next hour. Am I correct?
100%. And I want to also let you know, you can email me your questions. My email again is ellen.postman@lynbrookschools.org, and I will answer your questions. I've been answering a lot of questions today. I'd be more than happy to answer your questions. If you want to call me at school next week and talk on the phone, my phone number is 516-887-8065. And I am here for you. I want to make this experience as easy as possible, and I want the children to have a wonderful, wonderful year. My teachers miss the children. They miss being in school. We miss seeing each other, and we just want to be back. So, okay. Any other questions?
I have one.
The phone number broke up. I'm so sorry.
It's okay. Mrs. Finnegan?
Hi.
Hi.
So just 2 questions. We discussed the screens on the desks.
Mm-hmm.
How far apart are these desks going to be? Obviously not 6 feet apart, but how far apart?
No, we're going to try to make them 3 feet apart, depending upon the classroom. As you know, I have some classrooms that are really large, and I have classrooms that are much smaller. So that's where we have to manipulate our numbers of children to make sure that, I'm able to fit a certain amount of desks in a classroom. That's why we have polycarbonate screens up.
Okay.
Yes, Mrs. Warner.
Is there any before care options that parents can sign up for kindergarten?
I know the district is looking into possibly getting a before care at the building, on the building level. I'm waiting to hear about that. There are facilities in the area that we've had children go to in the morning. There's Tiny Tykes that's located off of Peninsula Boulevard, and Kids Campus, which is on Broadway. But I know they're looking into having something on the building level. So once that is shared with me, I could share it with you. Welcome. Any other questions? That's it?
Hi, it's Miss Glass. I have a quick question for you. I know when my son was there, we had Waverly as the last bus stop. Will that be an option, not just for, I don't know, but for after there?
Yeah, they're not having homeschool stops anymore because they do not want to cross children into another area. So we have the after-school program at the kindergarten center, so they're not having the homeschool stops anymore. It's going to be your house stop that you have in the morning, or you can pick your child up from school. Yes, Erica, I'm sorry to call you by your first name, but I don't see your last name.
Hi, I just have I just have a question. How many kindergarten classes do you have in total?
I have 10 in my building.
Now, if we decide to do remote and we want to change our minds and then bring her to school, can we do that?
Yes, you will be able to make your transition over to either way, whichever one you pick, at the end of the first marking period. So we would need for you to let us know the first week in November. And we would let you make this transition at that time, but that would be for the year. Because it's very hard to start moving your child from one teacher to another. So we're having one teacher do the virtual. So we technically have 10 classrooms, and then I have one virtual room.
And I just have one more question. Now, will the classes be sanitized every day at night?
Yes, yes, yes. Our custodians will be fogging the rooms. It's a fogger that we've used for many, many years. It's a green product, but they're also going to be using bleach and sanitizer throughout the classrooms. The bathrooms are wiped down during lunch. The garbage pails are emptied. Constant cleaning of the banisters, doorknobs throughout the day. We will have hand sanitizer in the classrooms, but in the control of the teacher, not in the control of the children. And, you know, as I said, the buses as well are being cleaned, the banisters are being wiped.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Any other questions?
We have a question about screening. I have a question
Okay.
about screening.
Okay,
Hi.
Hi. Hi.
Hi.
Hi,
I
Mrs.
just wondered-
Kanza.
Hi there. Are there going to be screenings? There's a few questions.
To do a abbreviated screening once school starts. It'll be done by my reading teacher and my speech teacher.
Hold on.
And it'll be a little bit abbreviated as compared to our normal screening we have in the springtime.
Thank you.
And if there's any concerns, we'll let you know. Okay, that's important. Yes.
Well, class placement, I know obviously you're waiting for everyone to make their decision and stuff like that. Is it going to stick to the typical schedule when we find out what teacher and stuff towards the end of the month?
Yes, yes. You will get your packet in the mail, but it's not going to be the way it would normally have been next week. It's going to be more towards the end of the month. There's a lot of information that we have to add to your packet. We're waiting for the bus stop assignments to come in, and but you will get your packet in the mail with teacher assignment, e-bus stop assignment, and lots of other information. Any other questions? All right. I want to thank everyone for coming. I know a lot of people have to go off to Whately and West End's meetings, but I want everyone to be well. And thank you so much for coming tonight. And I look forward to seeing everyone at orientation. Be well. Bye-bye.
I'm sorry, I was asking the question about the ENL push-in services. How does that work?
Where is that? I don't. Hello?
Yes, how are the ENL push-in services working?
Okay, the ENL services are done by our ENL teacher. We also have several of our classroom teachers are ENL certified as well. So some children at different levels are placed in different classes where they'll be serviced either by the general education teacher and or the ENL teacher. The ENL teacher will be put into the classroom.
Okay, so they're still going to have push-in services, not
They'll
just
have
pull-out.
push-in and they may have pull-out. I'm not too sure. It depends what level they're on.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
About the Right at School program, will we get that information in the packet at the end of the?
Well, I'm hoping to get it to you before the packet goes out. I'm waiting to hear from Dr. Berman, who works directly with them. If I could get the information to you, I could push it out via parent link. If not, I could probably send it in the packet that I'll be mailing to you.
Okay, great. Thank you.
You're welcome. And just so you know, the Right at School program is an after-school program. I know they do different activities with the children. This would be the first year that the kindergarten center ever had it. So a lot of working parents utilize it. Okay, yes?
Sorry, Mrs. Postman, one more question. If we're going to still decide about whether we want our child to take the bus or if we'll be dropping them off, when do you want that decision by to be able to make your schedules?
Well, the bus schedule is set up no matter what. Everyone's given a stop. More so, it's the information that I'm going to put into my mailing that I send to you. So if you could decide by next week, by the middle of next week, towards the end of next week, that would be wonderful. If not, you know what? It's no big deal. The stop is being created no matter what. But if you decide when school starts, you don't want to use the bus, you have to write a letter to the teacher. It's very, very important that the letter is written to the teacher. Yes, Erica.
Sorry, one more question.
It's okay.
The remote class, is it the same time, 8:30 to 2:30?
Yes, exact same time, 8:30 to 2:30.
And they'll have lunch and snack time in between?
Yep. There's a sample remote schedule online. If you go under the reopening link on the Lindbergh website, you'll be able to see, and the presentation last night, the board meeting, you'll be able to see a mock schedule.
Perfect, thank you.
You're welcome.
Hi, Mrs. Postman. This is Sarah Stein.
Hi, how are you?
Good. So I was wondering, what if I have someone drop my daughter off and then I pick them up? Does it matter?
No, if you want your child to be a walker every day, that person will just drive in through Atlantic Avenue, and in the afternoon, you park on the street, you walk to the back of the courtyard, and you get your child at the end of the day.
Perfect. So the person who drops it off just drives through Atlantic and then you take the kid out of the car?
Yep.
Okay. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. And the staff will get to know everyone. You know, we've become very friendly with our drop-off, our families that come by car. Any other questions? Okay.
Hi, this is Stella Hahara.
Hi, Mrs. Hahara.
Hi. So if we decide to use the Right at School program, say a couple times a week, and the days that my daughter is not using it, can she ride the bus back home, or I will have to pick her up?
Yes, so what you're going to do is, let's say you want her at the program Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. You'll write to the teacher saying that you're going to use the program Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and Tuesdays and Thursdays, she goes on the bus. But it's very important that you put this in writing. Everything we do, we will never, ever, ever listen to a child tell us they're going to be a walker, because you can't trust a 5-year-old. So very, very important that you put everything in writing for us.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Any other questions?
Postman, sorry, one more question here too. Since we're not doing the, since we're not having the orientation day with our children this year, I know that our nurse had said that we would bring whatever medications might be needed at school and EpiPens, et cetera, potentially on that day or on the first day of school.
Yeah, we're gonna have 2 days. I think September 2nd and 3rd. Mrs. Waddick is going to reach out to all of the families and to bring in medication. and she's going to arrange a time that you could to the outside of the kindergarten center. We're going to have a little area set up, and you'll be able to drop the medication off and all your signed documents. Any other questions?
Mrs. Postman, this is Hillary Scott.
Hi, Mrs. Scott.
Hi. So I did have one specific question about in terms of drills and everything. I'm just wondering, and I might be jumping the gun a little, but exactly what are the children told about the lockdowns versus the fire drills?
Okay.
So I know, and will we be given a heads up about that before they're talked to about that? Thank you.
Well, what we'll do is, I give you, in the past, when we've had actual real drills, I let you know that we've conducted our first drill. What we tell the children is, you know, sometimes there are things that happen in the building, and to keep them safe, they have to go into a location in their classroom, and they have to, you know, be quiet and wait for someone to come in and release them. We try not to give them too much information. You know, but they're great when it comes to this. They ask me to have drills all the time. It's sad. They do. We just try to give them the basic information that they need to keep them safe and for them to understand what they have to do when they go into that location.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Any other questions?
I have a question about speech services.
Okay.
So when they're pulled out for speech services, are they, like I know when we had the meeting earlier this year, they said that he would be with 3 other children. How does that work?
Okay, Mrs. Moore is going to have desks in a classroom, the same way the classroom is set up with the polycarbonate partitions.
Okay, and then what about, like, how will he see how she's talking? Because I know
We're
like,
looking to purchase clear masks for the children that we'll be able to give you. It's fabric around the outside and the center part's clear.
Okay, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Any other question?
Yes. Are students allowed to wear a face mask and a face shield?
That's up to you. If you want them to wear both, that's fine, but they cannot just wear the shield. They have to have a mask on.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Any other questions? All right. Thank you all for coming. Again, I greatly, greatly appreciate you spending time with me tonight, and I look forward to seeing everyone at orientation. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Good night, Mrs. Wilson. Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye-bye, everyone.
Mick. She's singing until everyone hangs up.
Hi.